And so Harry and Meghan have had their last word on their love story and the less than loving story of the royal family they were a part of, but not without some damaging aims at the palace. Harry tells us that the family meeting in Sandringham that was intended to patch things up and to which Meghan was not invited, at that meeting his brother was screaming and shouting at him, and that does not do William's calm public image a great deal of good. Harry then says, and says far more seriously, that his father was saying things that simply weren't true. Now that is as serious as it gets. Harry is really now accusing the king, and he is the prince himself, still notionally, he's accusing the king, King Charles III, his father, of being a liar. And not just that, he accuses King Charles of some sort of media manipulation himself, that he backed the slandering machine in the media against him and Meghan. Harry says he wanted palace support against a Mail on Sunday article that had leaked a letter from Meghan to her father, and that the palace did not support him, the king did not support him, that later he had to hire his own private lawyer to then pursue that case privately. And this is a very serious accusation that has been made against the palace, and we'll have to see exactly what the palace says in response to this. But really the accusation is pretty straight. The couple say the nicest things about the Queen, but less than that significantly about King Charles and Prince William, the Prince of Wales. The fact is that they say that they were never quite a part of the palace to begin with. And Meghan says that when they got married, they were just given a small cottage on the grounds of Kensington Palace to live in, that while it was called a palace and the address would say palace, it really was a low cottage with the ceiling so very low that Harry could not stand in it. And that was the state of the prince and princess at that time. Later the Queen offered them a better cottage, Frogmore Cottage, to live in. But really what this means is that they never quite left the palace because they were never in it. They only left a couple of cottages. The reason that Harry suggests for this hostility from the palace and from the king and from the Prince of Wales is that Harry and Meghan had begun to steal the limelight. They were seen as the lively, free face of a modern, renewing royalty for modern times. And just about the time they were hitting their popularity, the attacks on them began, together with articles praising Prince William and Kate. This was very clearly, as Harry says it, a plant from the palace, that the palace was in the business of planting stories and planting lies about them to the media. Again, this second set builds upon the argument in the first, that the palace has been using the media as a front for its own games, and in fact with them it used them to run them down. And all these accusations give us some idea why the palace has been in an overdrive now to smother these accusations with their own ceremonies. We have the very splendid, no doubt, a carol service event coming up at Westminster Abbey, and that will be a grand occasion. It will show royalty in all its splendor. They will be making all the right moves. There will be a congregation of about 1,800 people at Westminster Abbey, including people seen and shown as poor and deprived, to show the palace in a caring light. But really, while Prince Harry and Meghan are out of the palace, they're out of the royalty and out of that business. At least they're a prince only. He's a prince only notionally now, but really the damage to them is not confined to them. This revelation, this whole set of revelations, has been seriously damaging also to the palace, and in particular to King Charles III and the Prince of Wales.